What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Post Credit Chat. I'm Sam, and this is Mark, and today we'll be talking about Stranger Things 5 Volume 2 and the first look at Cyclops in the MCU. Before we get into that, you can find us on our socials at Instagram, TikTok, BlueSky, X, and YouTube, all under Post Credit Chat. And you're going to want to make sure to do that because in 2026, we've got some big stuff coming.
Woo!
We're excited. The channel's been going crazy, and that's all thanks to you guys who are subscribed to us. So before we get into everything today, you know, a couple of episodes ago, maybe back in October, we did a list for Stranger Things Season 5, where we went through and predicted, how likely do we think these characters are to die? So we did all of the main characters. I would like to revisit that list. With these are all by percentages, so each of us gave a percentage. I'm just gonna go down the list and review this, and then we can kind of talk about maybe where we went wrong
Sam,
with these.
we were horribly wrong with this.
Dude.
We were overambitious with this list.
I'm just gonna get into it. We're gonna start off with Joyce. I'll have you say what you said. Let's each say our own percentages here.
Okay, yeah. Real quick, I just want to say, everybody has a percentage on this list.
Yes.
At no point did Sam and I think that all these characters were going to die. We just were saying, what is the likelihood that they would kill this specific person? But there's different, combinations you could do. Like, obviously, if they killed I don't know, Will, we don't think they would also kill, or if they killed Dustin, they wouldn't kill this person, or if they did kill this person, they'd probably kill these other two people, right?
So this is of a death slot. Like, if they're killing two people in the entire series, we're thinking this is if they take up that spot.
Yes. So let's jump into it. The first one is Joyce. I had her at 99%.
Yep.
Thinking she could die. And yeah, you had her at 99 as well. I think my thought with this was, and I should say, we are speaking before Volume 3 releases.
Yes. So maybe this will change.
This could change. But, I mean, the Duffer Brothers have also come out and said, this is not a red wedding situation from Game of Thrones. And so I don't know what to expect.
I don't either.
When
I'm thinking,
Volume 3 comes out.
Do we get any character deaths? Is that happening?
I think you have that in the slot for later on, so we'll definitely get to that.
Yes, I do. You're right.
Yeah, so I had Joyce at 99. It just made sense. I think she's been the mom who never has really forgiven herself for what has happened to Will since season 1. So she's always been overprotective, worried, and trying to be there for him. And I thought it just made sense that this is going to be an arc for Will, that he loses his mother.
Exactly. For me, the thought process was Will, activates his power as a result of that emotional turmoil from losing Joyce.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was going to be the pivotal moment there, and then it didn't happen. Even watching
at the end of Volume 1, you're saying
especially at the end of Volume 1, I'm like, this, and there's actually another scenario like this that happened in Volume 2 where I was a character could have and maybe should have died here for one reason or another.
Yeah. You want to go to the next one?
I'm going to go ahead and actually move to those two. We're going to move to, we'll start with Jonathan.
How about you lead the way, and I'll go second, and I'll follow.
Yeah. So for me, I had Jonathan at a 70%. I was thinking, again, this is kind of part of the Will story, what it would do to supplement his character. I also didn't know if Jonathan, is important enough to die, if that makes sense. So kind of a weird situation there.
Yeah. He's somebody I was like, I'm over this character. I'm ready for his story to be over.
You hated Jonathan.
Can't stand Jonathan. Like, newsflash, I don't like him in volume 2 or volume 1. He's absolutely useless. And we'll get to that when we talk about volume 2 a little bit later on. Yeah, I have Jonathan at an 80%. I think he was somebody that just wasn't really thriving in Stranger Things. That could also just be my personal opinion. Like, there could be other people who are like totally on the Jonathan train. For me, just never was really a thing. And I was just I
Yeah.
was over it. I was ready for his character to just kind of exit Stranger Things. And it probably still will happen, but if it does happen, it's not to the last episode. And so, yeah. Jonathan has always been just whiny and kind of lame.
He hasn't done a whole lot. He kind of feels like a nothing character, especially kind of getting into, especially in season 5.
Right.
Before we talk about some other stuff, I do want to talk about Nancy. I had her at a 30%. And for me, it's just a like, why kill her kind of situation. It's like, for my thought process with this being the final season was like, anybody is like vulnerable, anybody can die. So I was like, there's a chance. And that's it, I guess.
I had her at a 40, and it was very similar line of thinking. Like, she was also somebody who was very, like, she had a lot of highs and a lot of lows for me in my watch with Stranger Things. And I think Nancy is somebody who, when she is the young high school girl on screen, like, you love Nancy. And I think she portrays that high schooler really well. But there are parts of this where Nancy is like, and we see it in volume 2, but it's also in like other parts of this, right? Where she is acting as if she's an adult, right? And we see that when she's working at the paper route, or not the paper route, but working for the newspaper. And so I think Nancy, for me, I was like, I think they have a lot of opportunities for her to kind of shine still. And because of that, they'll probably keep her around. I don't think they would kill her off. Also, it wouldn't make sense for Nancy to die off. Like, what would that do? The only
I'm with
person that would really inspire is Mike. And I mean, Jonathan ain't going to get inspired by Nancy's death. Like, he's not going to, oh, you killed my girlfriend, and then, go out there and guns a-blazing. That ain't going to happen. So, yeah, 40%.
So, talking about those two now, these are it's only going to be Joyce, Nancy, and Jonathan that I'll talk about this with. But, like, there was a point in volume 2 where I think it would have been better served to the series if they had died. I think that they, like, resolved Nancy and Jonathan's character arcs. And if they had died there, it would have been so much more impactful. And that scene would have made sense. But it's like, you could have done that anywhere else and it wouldn't have mattered.
I think you and I talked about this on our volume 2 reaction off the morning episode we did. You could go find that on our YouTube channel, by the way, for those of you who are subscribed to youtube.com/postcredit chat. But we do have like a 10 to 13 minute episode uploaded there where we just give our initial thoughts to volume 2 the morning after. And something I was saying was, and no surprise because I don't like Jonathan, but maybe even Jonathan would have, like, the Titanic moment would have happened where, he sacrifices himself for Nancy, I don't know. I think that's something that could have been pretty cool if that took place, and not like for the selfishness, like, assuming I even liked Jonathan, like, I still think that would have been better. I think that would have, you built up that moment so well.
Yes.
And then it got spoiled by a ring hitting, like, hardened wax, whatever it is. I mean, it just, it didn't work for me. I thought it was a missed opportunity. You called it plot armor, and I agree. Like, there's just like this whole problem with being afraid to eliminate somebody.
Yes. Yeah. They've had their, like, one character that they kill per season. and that's been it, and that's fine. But since we're in the final season, these situations should resolve more realistically,
Right.
and that's all I'll say about that.
I think Jonathan wanted to he's like, "If I'm gonna die, you're gonna die, because if you die or if I die and you don't, you're gonna go to Steve, and I'm not gonna let that happen."
Yeah,
And so,
exactly. I'm bringing you down with me.
yeah, you're going with me, Nance. Exactly.
All right. Well, I want to move on to Mike now.
Mm.
For me, dude, I had Mike at a 95, which
And you don't like Mike.
so I was gonna say I
Mhm.
had it that high kind of because I wanted Mike to die. I'm gonna be honest. I have liked Mike in Volume 5 or Season 5. I think that they've
Yeah.
made him a good character. Um, he's actually, I say a good character. He's just less whiny. He's less of a turd. You
He's more
know?
of a leader in this
Yes,
season. He's more of the heart that
absolutely.
Will said he is, you know? Is it Will who calls him, like, the heart of the group? I think it
Yes,
is. Yeah, he's more of, like, the heart of the group, and he's acting like that this season, which is really cool.
I agree.
I gave Mike 75%. I could totally see them killing him off. It's something that is not out of the question for volume 3. However, there is this photo that has been leaked of something we have not seen take place yet. And for the sake of spoilers, I will not say what it is. But it involves Mike and another character, and I'll leave it at that. I
Yeah,
won't. And if you know what I'm talking about, Sam, and maybe you guys do as well, or viewers. But yeah, because of that, I think it's possible it could happen. But that looks like it's at the end of the season, so I
I
don't
think
think
it's
that's.
unlikely.
I think it's
Yeah.
unlikely Mike dies. I also think it's unlikely someone else dies.
Yep. I agree.
Hmm.
Moving on to Will. I
Yeah.
had Will at a 50%, and I think this is the only one where I would go higher now with it. I think the
How
likelihood
high?
that I at the risk of sounding like an idiot, I almost want to go up to 100. Like I
Yeah.
want to go really high with Will dying. Especially like the way that there's another character that's kind of in the same boat talking about like 11, where it's like if you're not dead, then the mind flayer is like still a part of you and it still exists.
Yeah. I heard an interesting theory with 11. And so I'll share that later, like when we start talking more about volume 3 predictions. But I know we're talking about Will. I bring that up to say I kind of think
Yeah,
you gotta if one person might die, I don't know that the other person would die. And so
I
that's kind of why I bring that up. I
yes,
do
I'm with
think
you.
there's a high chance Will can still die here. I have him at 100%. I think, I mean, I'd probably drop that down to a 90. But when I look at like Joyce and Jonathan and now Will, like I just don't see all three of the buyers like surviving. But then again, like the Duffer brothers, like they could. I don't know what to expect now.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know what to expect because of out of frustration, not necessarily out of like,
Oh, what could happen?
what could happen. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm really with you there. They haven't done a good job of setting stakes, I guess.
Right.
Moving on, we'll go to Dustin. I started with him at a 40. Honestly, I don't. This is another scenario where I don't really see anything being done by him dying. Like, I don't think there'd be a purpose to it, so I doubt that they would do it.
Um, I have Dustin at 85%, and I think that
Hmm.
is exactly where it needs to be. I think there's
Really?
actually a high chance he could die. And another thing that this is not new news, but this is something we haven't talked about in the podcast yet. I don't think you and I have. But you know who they did not bring back this season is Dustin's mom.
Hmm.
She is not in the cast at all for season 5.
Interesting.
So who does Dustin have to go back to? We know his
Mm,
mom is alive in Hawkins, but she's really not there because she's just the
yeah.
Duffer Brothers did bring her back. So if Dustin died, then
Yeah.
I don't know. Or you could argue it the other way that if he did die, you would need to see his mom because you'd want to see his mom grieve because you'd want to resolve a really major character, that way. I don't know, but I do think, especially with us getting the "you die, I die" scene, which you got very close to owing me a pizza for, by the way. Just saying.
Yes. Yeah, I did.
uh, I think because of that scene, I'm like, dude, surely the Duffer Brothers would not put that in there and not do anything with it, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't want Dustin to die. I don't want Steve to die, but holy crap, if it means an emotional arc that we've been kind of expecting since the beginning of season 5, then so be it. But make it worth it,
Yes. Yeah, I'm with you. Speaking of, let's move on to Steve.
Mm.
Again, I had this guy at 40. I would probably still keep him there. And most of that is a result of the press that the Duffer Brothers have been doing.
Mm.
I think that if he was going to die, they wouldn't be so flippant about saying, "Oh, he's in trouble,"
That's fair.
So I'm going to keep him there because this really every single one of these circles back to like I don't think the Duffer Brothers are going to do it because they're kind of cowards,
Mhm.
especially with Steve. Like I think he's a fan favorite by like miles and miles and miles. If they kill Steve, people are going to be pissed, and I don't think they want that. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, you probably have me there with that. I have him at a 75. I'm probably going to remain at a 75 just because of what I was thinking about Dustin. And again, you gave us that scene at the end of volume 2. You die, I die. I don't know why you would give us that scene and not do something with it
Yeah,
unless they are like, next to each other the entire time in volume 3. And we get that. I'm sure we're going to get that moment. You don't give us that line and not give us a moment where
I yeah.
we think we're going to at some point in these next 2 hours think that they're about to die. So they're either going to die or they're not. We're just going to be on the edges of our seats.
Yep. Going to Lucas.
Mm.
Dude, I don't think Lucas is gonna die. Like, I had him at a 50. I might as well put him at a 0 right now. I think that like he is gonna be the only character I can say with like almost 100% certainty is gonna get like his like ending, like a good ending.
You know what I heard online recently, and
Hmm.
I think this is true. Lucas went into the Upside Down for the first time this season,
Yeah. So did Mike.
and Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like it
never
took you
been to the Upside
5
Down.
seasons to put them in the Upside Down.
Isn't that crazy?
That's insane.
I got Lucas at a 50 as well. Same thing as you. I don't. I have it at a 50 specifically because I can see them going either way with it.
Yeah.
It's not like me being wishy washy. It's just more like I mean I really. It's not that I could care less or I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I don't know what my thoughts are. I'm trying to like work it out in my head, I guess. Lucas is somebody who we've seen a lot of like he's gotten a lot of good screen time this
Mhm.
season. He had a really good moment with Max at the end of volume 2. He like really was trying to protect these kids in the tunnels before Will like kind of took apart the Demogorgons. So we've gotten a lot of good scenes with Lucas. He's done good. I think I'm in the same place, 50%. I can see it. In volume 3, I don't know. Let's talk Max, and then I'm going to
Yeah,
come
yeah,
back to Lucas.
So Max, yeah, I had her at a 25. I just didn't think they would. I think the whole thing is like if they were going to kill her, they would have done it 100% at the end of season 4 and not like left her around. So that being said, I think it's down to like I would put her at maybe 5%. They could do it, but like why would you kill Max after spending basically an entire season bringing her back?
Yeah, I think I'm with you. Like if you were going to do it, it would have been at that time. Um, I have her at a 0. I feel pretty comfortable at a 0% with her. I don't think she's going to die. we have to remember these next 2 hours are basically like the next two, I think we're immediately jumping into the fight, if I'm not mistaken, or the preparations for the fight and then going into the fight, the final battle. And then the days to follow, however long the Duffer Brothers want to go down.
Yeah.
But
well, I feel like I should break the news to you now. I don't know if you've read this. The Duffer Brothers confirmed that the finale episode includes a 40-minute epilogue. So we're really getting an hour and 20 minutes.
That's true. I did know that because we're going to see more scenes of Henry when he was younger. Is that right? So I guess my point still stands the same. I guess what I'm trying to say is like, we ended volume 2 with Max in a wheelchair. She's not going to get healed and go be able to fight. Like, she's going to be in a wheelchair, I would assume. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you. Why would they put her in a wheelchair to kill her? That's terrible.
And for Lucas, like he's fighting to save Hawkins, but he's in love with Max. Like it wouldn't make sense to kill off Lucas if Max isn't in the battle.
Yeah. I honestly wouldn't even be shocked if they like kind of dipped early. Like if they left before the final battle happens. Like
Lucas just didn't join the final battle?
Like Lucas and Max. Because again, what is Max going to do? She's in a wheelchair. Why does she even need to be there?
Yeah. I don't think they're going to like run away to like another town and just say, hey, we love you guys. Good luck. Like, I think they're going to be involved somehow. Lucas has been a part of this since the first episode with D&D. Like, I think he's going to have some role in this. But
that's fair.
I don't know. At the same time, I say this about Max. She's in a wheelchair, but I just don't see her sitting this one out either. I don't think she's going to die at all, but I mean, she's going to have some involvement. The Duffer Brothers are going to do that for
her. Moving on, we got Hopper. Dude, this one I had at a flat 100. Like,
yep.
I thought this dude was gone, and he isn't yet. Honestly, call me stupid. I don't see how he would even die at this point. Like, I could see them doing it like with his self-sacrifice with the bomb strapped to his chest or whatever. But like now, they've faked out his death so many times, I just don't think they're going to do it.
Yeah, that's exactly, you took the words out of my mouth. I haven't met 100% as well. I think a lot of people probably thought Hopper was going to die this season. The chances are that he still could die. He still could die next season or at volume 3. But they did fake his death twice. They did it at the end of volume 3. They faked out his death. And then even this season, it's not that they faked his death. They just gave the viewers the perspective that he was going to die and 11.
Yes.
And so when that didn't happen, now as viewers, we have anticipated 2 times that Hopper died. And no.
Third time's the charm.
Well, it would just come off so corny, forced. It'd be terrible, like for the plot. It'd be storytelling would kind of be a little bit everywhere with that. It just wouldn't be very good.
It's like, okay, we're going to do it this time. We swear.
I don't want them to do it at this point. I at one point, I kind of was on board for Hopper dying. He's one of my favorite characters. But like, again, you look at these things and this is kind of what makes good stories, right?
Exactly.
And so, yeah.
Finally, and this is one that we're going to go with 11. It's our last one. I had her at a 50%. I am going to put her at a 0. But I think they're going to do the Duffer Brother classic and fake her death. It's just going to happen.
Yeah.
They're going to say, oh, at the end of the thing, oh, she's dead, you guys, she's dead. And then we're going to get like the last 5 minutes of the episode, and she and Mike are probably off in the distance in some other country doing their own thing. And it's like, oh, Elle lived. Amazing. Happy ending.
So there were, this is kind of like another spoiler, I guess. There was like these images of Elle. I'm going to hold my hand up like this. This means I'm about to spoil a picture I saw. And when I put my hand down, that means I'm done talking about it. My gosh, I just heard this massive echo in my mic. All right, hand up spoiler. So I saw a picture, or I did not see a picture. I heard people saying they have seen a photo of 11 sitting on a cliff in an Ireland looking environment. And that's not something we have seen yet.
Come on.
What? Are you mad at me?
No, I'm just mad. If that happens, I'm going to be pissed out of my mind, dude.
And so this is a leaked image. Who knows if this is true or not? But if it is true, I think that they're going to fake her death and she's going to go away for the betterment of the group. So,
No,
all right, hand down.
it makes me sick.
No more spoiler. But real quick, so I do
Yeah.
have 11 at 30%. Because of what I just said, you have her at a 0?
I have it at flat 0. Yeah.
Yeah, because of what I just said, it does make sense to me. I do think with, 8 trying to convince her to sacrifice herself and all that, I'm going to go 10%. I want to leave a little wiggle room there. And 10% is really nothing, but yeah.
Again,
10%.
This is kind of a Hopper situation to me, where it's like they're setting you up to think that she's going to die and they're not actually going to do it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
That's it. That's all of our characters. I just want to. This is kind of a joke question in a way, but do you think anyone important is gonna die in the finale?
I think we are going to get a death.
Okay.
If we don't get a death, that just speaks, and I'm not saying this is a negative, but it speaks volumes as to what this show is.
Yeah.
Meaning this is a feel-good show at the end of the day. This is not a, you are going to go cry at the end of it. Like, I don't know. This is a show I could recommend to somebody who doesn't like death.
Yeah,
I mean,
seriously.
a lot of people die in this. I mean, I'm not saying, but major characters, right? Like, you could get attached to these characters and go watch this. You'll be fine. Like, no one major dies. Like, you're fine. Eddie Munson, I guess. But anyways.
Yeah. No,
I think we get a death. And for the love of God, I hope we get at least one. Give us a good one,
Seriously. Like, people online complain. It's like, oh, why do you want people to die so bad? It's not so much that I want them to die. It's that I want them to show, one, that there are stakes, that our characters can die because they should be able to. They're high schoolers fighting an interdimensional being.
Right.
And 2, it's like, it seems like they've set up so many deaths just for it to not happen conveniently that it's getting tiresome.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
I'm hoping at least one. And that's all I'll say.
Yep.
Now I want to move into Stranger Things Volume 2, just kind of talk about the volume, what we think. I'm going to kind of go down the list of all the major, like, big things that happen, and then we can kind of talk about it. So, first thing is Will taps back into the hive mind and talks to Max via Vecna. To me, this was a cool scene. I think this is in episode 5, so Shock Jock. I think that episode 5 set a really good tone, and then it was not followed up with. I don't know if you'd agree, but...
Yeah, I want to go on the record and say I was a big hater of Volume 2. I rewatched Volume 2 last night, and I left that viewing of it liking it more than I did the first time, or liking it as opposed to hating it. However, it still has its flaws. It has its problems. We'll talk about it. And I'm not saying I like, I'm not trying to put a percentage on it like, oh, I like it this much compared to this or whatever. That's not what this is about. I enjoyed it, but I still have a lot of like gripes with this volume. We'll jump into it. So, Will taps back into the hive mind. This was probably the majority vote, the favorite scene for most people, I would say. And it's cool. It really is. You get the emotional draw from Will, yelling through Vecna, and like Vecna is about to just destroy Max, and then Will taps in and is like, you need to run, and like you feel that the cry and Will's yelling almost, and
Yes.
I love that. My problem with this scene was, I don't know, it just kind of felt a little like Will's yelling run, and then after that they just go into a cave.
Yeah.
It just kind of felt cheapened by that a little bit. It's almost like, you know, like a safe zone in a group game. Like, oh, if this isn't working, I'm
Yes.
gonna run back to the safe zone kind of
I
thing.
have some gripes with this cave dude. It's pissing me off.
Right.
It's
Right.
they keep being like, "You gotta get to the cave," and then you are just immortal, basically.
Right.
It's
I,
garbage.
I agree with you on that. Mm.
The next kind of chunk of information, Nancy, Jonathan, Steve, and Dustin find the exotic matter. And Dustin kind of discovers that the upside down isn't just like another world, it is an interdimensional bridge or a wormhole.
Hmm.
Again, this is a cool reveal to me. Like, I would argue that the scene where they like kind of pan out and show like what this is physically, like the wall, I was satisfied with that. I thought that was a cool reveal.
Yeah, I think so. A lot of people have questions about this part, meaning like they didn't like the science of it.
Mhm.
But well, we got to like, because how Dustin explained it, they're like, oh, I don't like the science of that. But Dustin isn't the one that, he's just like a kid reading notes in Dr.
Yeah.
Brenner's office. So like it's not going to get explained perfectly from Dustin because he's not the smart, he's smart for his age, but he's not like the scientist who, you know, is studying all this for years and years and years or whatever. So
Right.
I mean, I thought it was explained perfectly fine from Dustin. This was actually probably my favorite part of volume 2. I, like you said, I love the zoom out and we see kind of like, Steve's beamer like floating into space. I thought that was really funny and cool at the same time. I like that part. Um, I do love that it is a wormhole connected from the upside down to Dimension X.
Yeah.
I've got no problem with that. I thought that was cool. Let me jump into this, I guess, because we're kind of there. This whole, we were talking about earlier, but Nancy and Jonathan scene, I was just so confused on what were we supposed to accomplish here? Because
Okay.
it didn't make sense to me what the point was of having this scene. And even now, like you, I have seen people talk about this on social media now, and some people loving it, some people hating it, and just like me, confused. And I'm on more the confused slash hating it side of it, but I don't know. We have this wax, it melts. Jonathan the entire time is like, what do we do? And he's like looking at Nancy. He looks at her and he's like, what do we do? And then she's like, uh, help, help. And then Jonathan's like, help. And it's just, he is such a follower. He's not a leader. And I don't understand why he's not like thinking ahead of these things. Right. And
Yeah.
I guess that's just the difference between him and myself. Like, I mean, my character is like, for me, I'm always trying to think like, what's the next thing that I got to do? Right. Jonathan is like, hey, Nancy, what should we do next? Nancy, what's this?
Yeah.
It's like,
Hey,
come
we're
on,
about to
dude.
die. I can't think of anything.
Exactly.
Dude.
I don't know, man. I thought it was just so lame. And then I mean, he made a good call of going to the table, but his brain stopped working at that moment. I was thinking like, grab some chairs, stack them on the table, stand on the chairs. I don't know, but
Yeah. And I think another, my biggest like grievance with that scene is, well, actually, there's two. The first big one is, uh, why did the stuff stop? We just got lucky and it stabilized. That's
mm,
ridiculous and a terrible, terrible, like, just cop out, pretty much.
right.
It's like, oh, it's stabilized. It's cool now. Nothing bad is happening. Come on.
Right. I agree with that.
The second one is, how in the world did Dustin and Steve find the room that they were trapped in? That lab is colossal. It is massive. And they
Mm.
somehow walked directly into the room. They're like, let's break this door down.
Yeah.
What?
It's because they didn't want to do an episode 9, Sam. That's why.
Oh my gosh, dude. What do you mean you walk straight in?
I agree. I completely agree with you. Let's on a similar wavelength. I want to talk about Dustin and Steve's dynamic.
Oh,
Because
yes.
I went from not liking Dustin to actually like grieving with Dustin. Like he really is somebody who's hurting the loss of his friend Eddie. And that's what this whole season's been about. Or not the whole season's been about. That's what his whole character has been about at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see him kind of like have this emotional breakdown. Steve's about to use the ladder to go up the stairs. And he's like, I can't lose another friend. Don't do it. It's not stable. You're going to die. And he just holds on to Steve and just doesn't let go. It's just this beautiful moment. And it's with two characters that we love. And Steve is just like the older like guy that he is. Like, I think anybody else like similar to his age would be like, okay, like I got it, but get off me, you know? But Steve's like,
Yeah.
dude, I understand. I love you. I'm
Yes.
here for you kind of thing. And it's such a beautiful moment. I thought that was really cool. I like that.
I agree. I think that they like saved their like dynamic
Yeah.
in that episode, and it was done really, really, really well too. Especially like kind of with them fighting. Like it was annoying at first, but like then going back and once they kind of like made up, I was like they did that extremely well.
I agree. I completely agree with you. It was great. I loved it.
Yes. Again, one of the strong points of the season, and
Mhm.
it was or the volume, and it was pretty early on in the volume.
Yeah, it was.
Next kind of topic, Holly, who was kidnapped earlier in the season, is trapped in Vecna's abyss realm
Mhm.
with all of the other children. I'll say this and then kind of get to what you think. I can't stand Holly, and I think she's been a terrible addition to the show. And I'm going to get hate for that, I think.
I don't know that you are. I think there's a lot of people who feel the same way. They're like, I don't know why I should care about Holly. I think that's the the uh the majority consensus, I would
Good.
say.
Like, I have no beef with her actress. I think she's doing a good job. I just have an issue with the amount of screen time that she is getting. And I think we talked about this too in the video we posted last week. But they're doing too much for a character that was barely existent in previous seasons. And now
Yeah.
it's like, here's also a bunch of other characters that, are in the same situation as her that you should kind of care about. Man, just like this is kind of where the show lost me. Because we're getting to a point for me where, Vecna already opened up this massive thing to the upside down. And is that completely useless now just because they put some metal plates over it?
Right.
I don't know.
I've said this before. I'll say it again because volume 2 just reaffirmed it for me. But these scenes where we are with this other realm, where we are in, Henry's mind realm, whatever you want to call it, the
Yeah.
abyss. Like, I think these are the worst scenes for me in season 5. I don't care about any of these scenes. I understand what they're trying to do, but I think they are doing these scenes because they released a Broadway play. And because they released a Broadway play, they now need to explain it to people who don't have money to buy a flight and a ticket in a hotel room and food so that they can, you know, eat while they're in New York City. Like I think that was such a mistake. This is not going to be the last time I say it on the podcast. I'll say it again. But that play was not a bad idea. It just was released at the wrong time. They should have released that play at the end of season 5.
Yes.
They should have, let season 5 come off on a high note. And then 2, 3, 4 months later, whatever, 6 months, half a year later, you then put out the announcement, we are going to be releasing a Broadway play. Perfect. Go for it. But because you did this, now you got to do cleanup in season 5. And it is not my favorite scenes. I think that's kind of what the consensus is for some other people as well. But it just feels like Holly is thrown in there to make sense for the Broadway play. Holly's not in it, but we get some answers to the Broadway play with the scenes in Holly. And I'm not about that. It's not that it's lazy. I think they are trying, but I think it's so sloppy, and I'm over it.
I agree with you. It's very sloppy.
Yes.
I probably have stronger feelings than you do about this. I think the play ruined season 5. I think they made a huge mistake of just completely dividing a fan base with this. Not by saying difference of opinion, but because you take, here's the fan base that hasn't seen the play and here's the side of it that has. There are going to be people who know way, way, way more going into it than anybody else. And that just is kind of a sucky viewing experience.
So let me ask you a question, Sam, because do you think if you would have seen the play prior to this, and let's just have fun with it. Let's say the play is easily accessible to everybody, so they could have seen a digital version of it on Netflix. But it's a play, not like a side project.
Yeah.
Had you seen that before season 5, do you still stand by that statement?
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
Mostly because of how long it takes for season 5 to explain the events of the play. I think if they'd knocked it all out, except for maybe a few small points in volume 1, and then, continue the story after that, it would have been fine. But they're just dragging it out. I feel like we're getting a crumb from the play. Because I understand enough about the play to understand what happened and what the major plot points are. My issue is how long it's taking them, because in my eyes, they should have done a whole block of an episode that just explains, here's everything that happened with Vecna, and here's all the reveal, kind of like they did with I think it was one of the episodes in volume or season 4. It's here's everything you need to know for right now. Take it.
Yeah.
And they're not doing that here. They're saying, oh, here's he opened this briefcase and killed a guy. You're not going to find out anything else for a couple episodes. That sucks, man.
Yeah, it does. And I mean, like you said earlier, we are going to see more of that at the beginning of the next episode, of the finale. And that sucks because what we are doing now, let me jump on, what you were just talking about, I guess. I do think the play has ruined season 5. I don't necessarily stand on the fact that they should never have released it when they did. I do think they should have released it afterwards, but they didn't. And I'm over here. I'm not going to crucify them for that, but it is what it is. But the play is I'm wondering, season 5 would look so much more different if the play was not made at this moment. I think.
Yes.
They could definitely hint to it, because knowing that, hey, we're going to do a play in 6 months, but we're not going to tell the fans that, but we're going to put some Easter eggs in season 5. And then they're going to end the season thinking these things didn't get answered. But hey, guess what? There's a Broadway play you could go see. That sounds good to me. Go for it. But you still have that hoop that, okay, now there's unanswered questions that we got to pay for a flight, meals, hotel, Broadway play. You got to put all that money out to now go get unanswered or answer questions that weren't answered in the season finale, which is still most likely going to be the case. But now,
or you can go read a garbage Reddit thread about it, and it's that's
nobody
not fun.
Wants to do that.
Exactly.
No.
Yes.
So, man, I do think, overall, it did ruin season 5, because I'm thinking, okay, if they didn't do that, we probably wouldn't have as much of the Holly stuff going on. We wouldn't have this mind palace going on, probably. I don't know. But yeah, this play was made, and even in season 4, I think it was made before season 4. I can't remember.
Oh, it was after season 4 for sure.
It was after season 4.
Yes.
Okay, well, if it was after season 4, they did make season 4 knowing about the play. So I'm just saying, like, even Max, Max, who knows what her ending would have looked like, because now she's playing this big role in the Mind Palace, which, again, I don't know. I've got so many thoughts. We don't have a whole lot of time. It's just this play is making us now talk extensively about this, and we shouldn't have to do that. It just shouldn't have to be like that.
Yep. Last plot point to talk about. So the plan at this point is for 11 to enter Vecna's mind and attack him from the inside, while the others try to destroy the exotic matter that is holding the bridge together. And kind of with this, Kali tells 11 that she has to kill herself for everything to end. It's killing me. It's killing me, dude. What kind of just complete moron plan is this? They're like, yeah, let's let everything happen and hope for the best.
Let me say this. I need to backtrack on something I said. I think I said the Mind Palace is the worst part about the season. Hands down, number 8 is the worst part about season 5. She is the worst part. She's definitely the worst part about volume 2. I think at the end of volume 1, we saw her and we're like, oh, cool. They're going to redeem her or whatever from, season 2. She's just been her acting is terrible. She's not doing a good job with that. Her placement as a character is just like, it's almost as if Mace Windu in Revenge of the Sith, he picks up his lightsaber and he's about to kill Darth Sidious. And he's like, I mean it this time. I am actually going to kill you once and for all. And then he gets distracted again. And he's just like, it's like, just swing your damn lightsaber at him. Kill him already,
And her whole character is like, everything that she does and says is to push 11 into like martyrdom. It's like, there's no way that you thought, let's bring back the character from the episode that everybody hates.
Right.
And this will make the show better.
Well, yeah, I agree. I think this whole volume 2 with her has just been like, I'm serious, 11. You need to do this. You actually need to do this now. Like, we are going to prepare ourselves to go do this. And they could do their little, meditating scene. That was dumb. The whole her walking down the stairs to talk with Hopper and Mike is just so like, I don't know. Her scenes would be better if we thought she actually was good and had no hint of her being bad, but it's so forced. Yeah. And it's boring. I don't like her.
Yep. I'm with you.
But sorry, going back to kind of what you were saying with 11, I also have actually not really liked 11 in this season. And that's a bummer. I think 11 is somebody who, if there was one character this season who should be thriving, it should be 11. And we can't even lift a metal board off the ground without our nose bleeding or a struggle. She ripped the cameras off the pole, no problem. That's cool. And those are, little cameras, whatever. But the metal board, like, we have done so much since season 1. This should not be a problem. We have closed portals. We have pushed the mind flare back into the portal, closed it. We have flipped a truck when we were on a bike in season 1. I mean, this should have been an easy thing. So, like,
or even what she did in that graveyard when the wormhole was split open. Remember, like, they're in the graveyard and she's like blocking all this stuff with Hopper and Kali.
Oh yeah. It's
like that was a pretty crazy feat, but you can't flip a truck.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. Like stuff like that. Like, why are we having trouble doing these things, 11, at this point? And it's not even, I don't know, this is a writer's thing. They need to figure that out. They need to make it so it's Um, I don't know.
Yeah,
She's been boring this season, and so, anyways,
yeah,
I could go on and on about that.
I'm with you. Kind of maybe a couple more questions just to
Go
kind of
for it.
round out our thoughts on this. Uh, the main one that I want to know what you think on is: do you think that Vecna is being controlled by the Mind Flayer, or do you think that everything going on is Vecna's like doing and desire?
Yeah, I mean, we've barely even gotten the Mind Flare in this season. So for all I know, they could have retconned the Mind Flare, and it's just Vecna. I
Yeah,
do think there's a big bad. I think it is the Mind Flare. I think Vecna's plan is to overthrow the Mind Flare. I think he said something along that in volume 2 to his vessels, to the kids, that like, hey, we are going to overthrow the darkness. And I think that's kind of what he's talking about, is the Mind Flare.
yeah.
Um, yeah. What was your question?
Do you think Vecna is controlled by the Mind Flayer?
I don't think he is. I think maybe to a point, and he's trying to operate stealthily.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's kind of what this is.
Gotcha. I'm kind of hoping that that's what it is. I hope that Vecna is controlled because to me, I just don't understand Vecna's motivation, I guess. They I think that they've given us so much about his character, but so little about his motives at the same time.
Yeah.
I still don't really understand why he cares about Will so much other than the fact that he was a child, you know? Like
That never really was cleared up. Like, yeah, he was the weakest of them, but
it's like that's
right.
all you got? That's really your whole you're you've been building up to this for 5 seasons and that's all you got?
Again,
No.
that's a Duffer Brothers slash writers thing. Like,
It is. It is. That's fair.
we got to do, like, again, if no one dies, it's kind of telling like, hey, this is just not that kind of show.
Yeah.
And that's fine if it's not. You definitely have fans who think that's what it was going to be. But also, if that's the best we have for an explanation, then again, that's just kind of more telling to, hey, listen, we just wanted to give a good 70s, 80s, vibe show,
Yeah.
and
That's
and
all it is.
that's all this is. Like the lore with the depth of it. Come on, it is. I
Yeah.
mean, the Duffer Brothers said we knew that it was a wormhole in the middle of filming season 1. Like, oh, I don't believe that, to be honest. Like, you
Where
could
was the wall the entire time then?
exactly, you could go out there, put that out there, but like,
Stop. You don't have to.
come on,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. I this is a conversation I think for a different time. Uh but I do think that it's half, the writing stuff like that. I also think that Netflix has caused some issues with season 5.
Hmm.
Um it bothers me that we were confirmed to be getting a like MA rated season and that has not been the case. I think
I
that
totally forgot about that. Yeah,
yes,
like, what has
I
been
think that
MA?
nothing. I think that they were supposed to take a much darker tone with Vecna and they were told you can't do that. So
Uh,
that's just
I
my
don't.
thought. I don't know, but we'll
Can, can we also talk about Will's coming out scene real quick? Because
yeah, yeah,
this
we should.
whole that was horrible.
Yeah.
Like, that was supposed to be a moment for Will, but
Mhm.
like this whole like I saw this funny Instagram video the other day, or TikTok, whatever, and it's like Will is coming out to the crowd, and he's like, I don't like girls. And then it showed like Holly in like hell, like, get me out of here. I was like, Will, come on, think about the timing. Like, you guys are about to go on their final
Yeah.
crawl. You guys are trying to train up real fast and like gear up and get it go. He's like, I need to tell everybody, just so you know,
Yes.
I don't like girls.
Also, I have 2 things with this scene I don't like. 1, too many people. It should have been the core dudes and, like, his mom.
Mhm.
And that's all that needed to be there. Bringing in, like, Collie, your middle school teacher, uh, Hopper probably didn't need to be there. We're we're in the '80s, and he's been through, like, wars. Not a good call,
So
Will.
I watched an interview today with the Duffer Brothers, and they said this scene, they wanted to do a final scene where everybody was in the room together for the first time and the last time. This is the only time that everybody has been in a room together. And
That's what you had to do?
this is what they landed on. Yes.
Dude, I don't whatever.
This
That
scene was
was
just
just
built up way
ridiculous.
too much. It was, yeah, it didn't need to be that big of a deal. And it also, I mean, and that's Netflix. That's
Y
Netflix's
It
doing
is, yeah.
100%. Um, it would have been much more special if he did that with his mom and just
Yes.
her, or her and
Or
Jonathan, or
or,
he
like,
went and had a
the
conversation
4
with Mike,
guys. Yes.
or with the 4 guys. Yeah, that probably would have been the best. Like, guys, I need to talk with you, but it's just
Yes.
like, and I understand to a point where he wants to talk about this because Vecna has this hold on him and he's showing them, he's like, he wants to clear his conscience. But even then, I'm like, ah,
I thought that was a dog crap excuse.
no,
You
no.
coulda just said, "I need to tell you guys this."
Yeah,
Mm,
exactly.
like
I think sorry, let me back up. I think it is like you would say, a dog crap thing. But where I guess I understand is Will is this teenager and there's this demon basically just like haunting him and saying, you can't go out there and say these things. And that's just supposed to be a representation of the world. But like, it's just,
Really,
it was done
though?
so poorly. It was
Yes.
so bad. This is the worst part of Stranger Things series as a whole. The number 8 scene in season 2, the Lost Sister, whatever you want to call it, is way like this scene
Yeah.
makes that episode look like a damn, I don't know, amazing thing. Like,
Yeah.
this is horrible. That is now great.
Yes. I will say, give it the benefit of the doubt, I think that it would have been better if they'd placed it differently in the series. I think this being your final scene before going into the last battle, dude, really? This is your, like, this is it, and that's what you choose to, like, go up with? This should
Did
have
you
been
see the
something that
Instagram video I
happened.
sent you?
I haven't checked, actually, no.
Okay, well, I can't say it on camera, but go watch it later. It's this
Okay.
guy, exactly what you said. You're like, you guys are about to go do this, and you want to tell the group you didn't like, the and
Yes.
so go ahead.
I just don't get it. Like, you could have honestly, it's maybe even a season overdue. They should have done this before, but whatever, I guess. Save it for the end. Let everybody know before you fight uh, the devil. Sure.
Whatever's gonna make you feel better, Will.
Yeah, exactly. But,
Yeah.
uh, you know, I'm hoping for a good finale. If it's not, volume two's kind of got me like, oh well. And
Yeah.
I hate being like that,
What do you
but
like better, volume 1 or 2?
okay. I think volume two had better highs, but I think volume one was more consistently like Stranger Things.
Yes. It's exactly where I'm at. I'm
Yeah.
with you.
There were some really cool moments in volume two, but not enough to make up for everything.
Volume 2 also has way lower lows than volume 1, I
100%.
think.
Yes.
Number 8.
Yeah. With that, we're going to kind of move on. Last thing that I want to talk about is like a bullet point. And this is completely unrelated to Stranger Things. We kind of got some leaks of some stills. We've been getting these like drip fed doomsday trailers for the
Mm.
past feels like a month now, even though it's only been 2 weeks. But we got official stills of Cyclops. Dude, I- he looks so freaking cool.
It's awesome. This is from the 3rd Doomsday trailer.
Yes.
I saw this. It was leaked. It is awesome. And it really gives us like a look at Professor X, Magneto, and Cyclops.
Oh,
None
I
of
haven't
that is a
seen the
spoiler.
full. Trailer? I only saw the stills.
The trailer is out there.
Oh my gosh.
I think I sent it to you. It is, none of that's a spoiler. That's all been in the casting announcements with the chair thing they did in the middle of the year. But yeah, I thought this was a really good teaser. No one really saw this coming. We thought it was going to be Cap, Thor, Doom final trailer, but we didn't. We got Cap, Thor, and now it's really X-Men. It's an X-Men trailer, is what it is. It's so cool.
I'm excited. This has got me more excited. The Captain America trailer really didn't do anything for me. I was just, okay, but this last trailer, the one I guess is their final trailer, I'm excited for it. I'm curious to see what they kind of pull out, because that was it looks cool.
Yeah, we need to get this uploaded to YouTube. Like, we need an official MCU release of this trailer, because I really want to watch it like look clean as opposed to just like
I've seen all the other ones in like 144p, and that's just not good.
Exactly. No, I'm excited. I think Cyclops looks amazing. I love the suit. I love that they're going with that route. This looks like a very emotional Cyclops, but at the same time, a very like jacked and powerful Cyclops, as he should be. He was done so dirty in X-Men 1 and X-Men 2.
Yes.
At the beginning of X-Men 3. Like, I'm just so glad we got Cyclops for what hopefully he should be. But James Marsden, man, I love that actor. He's such a cool guy and perfect for Cyclops.
And give him another chance. Let him really pull Cyclops together, you know?
There you go.
But anyways, I guess we have our radar. What we're watching or what we're excited to watch.
Yeah. We concluded Welcome to Derry a few weeks ago. That was great. It, a lot better than it started, but I did enjoy that. We're in the middle of Fallout Season 2 right now.
Heck yeah.
Really good season so far. We only got 2 episodes, I think, maybe 3 coming up on Wednesday. When do those episodes release?
Wednesdays. So yeah, we got another one coming in a couple days.
So we got more coming, or another one coming in a few days. But yeah, that's good. I don't know. I guess kind of an announcement, but I'll put this out there for our viewers. As Sam said at the beginning of the episode, we have some exciting things coming out next year that we're going to be doing with everybody. And hey, if a few or if some other podcasts have not done this enough, then we're going to jump on and do the same thing. We're going to be reviewing every MCU movie coming leading up to Spider-Man Brand New Day and Doomsday in 2026. So we have a lot that we are going to be covering for you guys. Basically, an MCU movie every other week is what we're going to be doing. But just the movies. We're not going to do the TV shows. We don't have time for that. So,
or the mental capacity for those dumpster fires, dude.
Yeah, I don't think I could really go watch the Ironheart or She-Hulk again.
No way.
I'd rather go lay down on
good.
railroad track. Yeah. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I'm just watching Fallout Season 2. My wife and I, we've got tickets. We're going to go see, I can't remember the name of the movie. I think it's called The Housemaid. Is that the movie?
I don't know.
Oh, snap. The new Sydney Sweeney movie. Yeah, The Housemaid is what it's called.
Heck yeah.
Nice. We're going to go see that this Wednesday, actually, at 3. So, yeah, that'll be good.
Heck yeah. Nice. Yeah, there's not really a whole lot that I'm watching right now, other than, the obvious Stranger Things. Fallout, been watching that. I feel like we're kind of at the point in the year when all the shows are like out of season. So like, Welcome to Derry just ended. Pluribus, I think, just ended, but I haven't been keeping up with that one too much.
Still haven't watched it.
Yeah. I've heard it's really good, but I just haven't gotten into it too much.
Sure.
Gosh, yeah. Other than that, this month has been pretty dry for me on watching shows. Been, the holidays are busy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm excited for some stuff coming up in like the next couple months. I think we got some heavy hitters coming up, and also the rewatch is going to be good.
The rewatch, we got Night of the Round Table is the Game of Thrones spinoff.
Yeah.
Which episodes are only 30 minutes long. I learned.
Oh,
I think they're not long episodes at all.
that's
I
weird.
think we've got the next House of the Dragon as well.
Hmm.
We've got the final season for The Boys in 2026.
I'm excited for that. That's
Yeah,
that's gonna be good. It's in
there's a lot to
April
look forward to.
too, so it's not a long wait.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yes, I'm excited. Okay, that's cool.
thank you. Well, with that, we'll be concluding this episode. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Again, you can find us on all our socials at Instagram, TikTok, BlueSky, X, and YouTube, all under the handle of Post Credit Chat. We appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you next time.